Question period. Period de questions. Senator Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the government leader. Again, today concerns Vice-Admiral Mark Norman and the government's claim there was no political interference in his case. On April 6, 2017, almost a year before Mark Norman was charged, the Prime Minister stated in this matter, quote, will likely end up before the courts, end of quote. The government has withheld documents from the Defence Counsel. Key witnesses were apparently not interviewed. As the Vice Admiral's lawyer stated yesterday, witnesses were coached on what they could or could not say. As well, former Prime Minister Stephen Harper had to proactively waive Cabinet confidence over documents related to the Vice Admiral's case, as it appears no one from the current government ever asked him to do so. Simple question, Senator Harder, how does this not all add up to political interference?
Senator Harder.
Again, I thank the Honourable Senator for his question. Let me simply reiterate not only what the Prime Minister and the government have said, the Minister of Justice, but the Director of Prosecutions has confirmed that there has been no political interference either with respect to whether charges be laid or whether they be stayed. It is very hard, once that has been confirmed, for us to spin yarns otherwise.
Senator Smith.
Well, with due respect, I don't think it has anything to do with spinning yarns. It seems to be a track record that's been established by the present government. Senator Harder asked you yesterday if the government would apologize to the Vice Admiral and his family for all they've endured over the last several years. It's highly disappointing that this has not been provided. Just as an aside, paying for legal costs is not really an apology. The Vice Admiral told reporters yesterday he wants to be reinstated to his former position in the Canadian Forces. Minister Sajjan has said that won't happen. Two questions, Senator Harder. When will the Prime Minister apologize to the Vice Admiral, and why won't he be reinstated to his former post?
Senator Harder.
Again, I thank the Honourable Senator for his question. Let me indicate that I would be pleased to bring to the attention of the authorities the view of the Honourable Senator, but clearly it is not a matter for me to speculate on, but for those who have responsibilities to determine.
Senator Wells.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Leader of the Government in the Senate. My question concerns, again, Vice Admiral Mark Norman. Senator Harder, one particularly glaring example of interference in this case was the government's use of code words for the Vice Admiral to evade the disclosure of the documents on this matter under the access to information requests. These code words included the boss, C-34, and the Kraken, among others. A member of the military told the court last December that another official at National Defence had stated, quote, "Don't worry, this isn't our first rodeo. We made sure we never used his name," end quote. Senator Harder is a former deputy minister and senior official in a number of governments. You'll know that 2 investigations into this matter were confirmed back in January, one by the Information Commissioner and one by the Military Police of the National Investigation Service. Does the government know if these investigations are still ongoing, if they have concluded, what findings have been reached?
Senator Harder.
I would be happy to make inquiries and report back.
Senator Wells.
Thank you. Supplementary to that, Senator Harder, Vice Admiral Norman spoke yesterday of a systemic bias that occurred in this case. The use of code words, the government's failure to provide documents, the Prime Minister's public comments about the inevitability of charges, the counselling of what witnesses could say, the refusal to reach out to former Prime Minister Harper regarding waiving confidence. This pattern of behaviour raises serious concerns, not just for the Vice Admiral and his family, but for all Canadians. Senator Harder, is the government trying to hide something regarding the activities of this file and Vice Admiral Norman?
Senator Harder.
Again, I thank the Honourable Senator for his question. I think it's important for all senators, and indeed those who may be watching this question period, to understand that the prosecution service had complete and independent carriage of determining whether or not charges would be laid, and as eventually was decided earlier this week, that the charges would be stayed. There has been no government interference in either the decision to prosecute or the decision to stay. and it is interesting speculation, but the Director of Prosecutions has confirmed exactly what I've just said.
Senator Fromm.